Hey guys, hi, this is Priyanka. Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today actually I'm gonna talk about something which we, which we believe, which I believe that we talk about a lot, which is about respecting yourself. I'm sure pretty much all of you who is watching this have heard this phrase which goes like this: respect yourself if you want to get. Why do I keep looking here? Respect yourself if you. That's me being a bit distracted, but never mind. The phrase which goes like this: respect yourself if you want to gain the respect. If you want others respect yourself first. And I feel like in almost all philosophies, all religions, that's something which they really do focus on. And I like my motivation. So that is what I'm going to talk about in this video, and I'll keep it very very short because I don't want you guys to feel overwhelmed with the amount of information that I'm going to provide you, because that can also distract you, from the main point that I'm going to try to make. So I'm going to keep it short. And the motivation, one may wonder what's the motivation is. And the motivation is that, this is something, like I said, this is something we talk about all the time, but I really didn't quite get it. Like, I used to be like, oh, if I were to respect, like, basically I questioned it, like, without realizing, I think, because I'm a very curious person, and I like to think a lot. Sometimes I overthink, which is not good, but, like, sometimes I think for good reasons, and I've been really reflecting on that, like, on and off, like I said, without maybe being super conscious about it. And I was like, oh, so what does that mean? Does that mean that if I am in a critical phase of my life, or if I'm really struggling in my life, do I really have to put that pressure on me that I have to respect myself, I have to love myself to get other people's love, attention and respect? So I was really conflicted. I was like, oh, I get it that you have to, like, love yourself, respect yourself, but there are truly times when you are in need of love and respect and care, right? It cannot be always like inside out, and it cannot be always like outside in, if that makes sense. So that's like a caveat, of course, because it's not like black and white, and it's not like you have to do something absolutely and completely within you to get it from outside you. So that's, like I said, that's like a caveat, and that's like a gray area, you can say. And this is something I'm still like thinking about, and maybe I'll upload something on that later. But so now that the caveat or the gray area is also addressed, I want to go back to the motivation. So one was that I was thinking about it basically and questioning it, and just trying to think about it from different angles, from different, like, levels and different perspectives. And then the other motivation was that, I don't know, like, everyone, like I said, like, everyone, I did say that earlier, everyone talks about it, and I'm actually a Buddhist, and we chant and we meditate and whatnot, and we talk about it a lot. Well, everything is like, okay, you have to, we say it like this, we say that, oh, you have to perceive your Buddha nature, first and foremost. And it's like, I get this concept, but it's also a very hard place to reach, and I'm realizing that it's probably always gonna be a journey, and every cause that you make in that process will still count. But that's still a very hard, like, concept for me to remember, I would say, like, and continue to work on it. But lately, every now and then I go back to, like, chanting about it very very hard and very very seriously. So lately I again have been chanting about it, and and I, like, when I chant, or whatever, like, way you meditate, for me chanting really works, the way I need it to work, in the sense that it really does help me acquire the wisdom that I need to look at things for what they are, and then further muster the courage and strength to take the action in the right direction. So that's what works for me, and that's what I do. So I've been chanting, and I realized few things, and I was like, and going back to my next motivation, I was like, I really have to share this to others, because I feel like this will help others understand this concept a little bit better. And yeah, and so those are like some of my motivations. So, and I feel like I honestly don't know, like maybe I'm being overly enthusiastic, but I feel like I nailed it. Like I was so happy. I think a few days earlier I was like, oh wow, so I don't, if it doesn't make sense to me to chant like, oh, look at your Buddha nature, this and that, I can actually break it down and to that realization that I had, and it was so much like easier, and it made so much sense for me to put my prayers in that direction versus keeping it like vague and abstract. And of course I had to start it vague and abstract, that's how sometimes you have to start from somewhere, right? And then you get to the specifics of it. So I was really excited about reaching that point, and hopefully I'll remember it, and I'll keep praying like that, and chanting like that. So yeah, so I hope that you find you also share similar thoughts about me nailing it, nailing the concept. So yeah, so going back to, so those were my motivations and a little bit of chit chat now and background. So motivation, background, chit chat, that was section 1. Now section 2, moving to what I have realized. Respect yourself and see the value in yourself if you want respect and value from others, right? So going back to that main topic, I do realize that it is true in most scenarios. Like I said, gray area, a debatable portion is always there, but like mostly this is how I'm realizing life works. And sometimes there are some facts in life which are hard, right? Maybe it's one of those hard facts, but I am realizing it is true, that you have to respect yourself if you want respect from others. And I'll break it down to rephrasing it by saying that how you look at yourself is sort of like how others will look at you, which is because when you look at yourself in a certain way, you will actually, without realizing, at a very deep subconscious and unconscious level, you will actually start to act in that direction and further attract or manifest those consequences. So and yeah, and like for me, I think the hard part of this whole like concept, or this whole process of absorbing this concept, was to look at it from the angle of like family, people you live with, people you care about, people who care about you, people who love you. And I was like, oh, I was like, oh, does it really have to work that way even in like families, with people you're close to? But I'm realizing that's how it is, like in most cases, even if it's about families, friends, whatever. And like I said, maybe you can call it like one of the hard facts of life, and we don't have to take it too seriously or in a bitter way. But I personally am realizing that's how just life functions. And in that sense, you have to take responsibility, for your life, and you have to build that kind of boundary or discipline in your life. And not everything comes easy anyways, so it's one of those things. And I'll give you an example to help you understand what I mean when I say how you look at yourself is how you're gonna act and further attract that kind of effect from people around you. So for example, I sometimes I feel like when I go like say my sister, right? She's lovely, I love her, she loves me, and then I have this like people pleasing tendency. Thankfully I'm working on it, and thankfully I've come a long way. And so even with family, I'm like always like trying to not upset anyone, just be like it's interesting because I think deep down I'm very like rebellious, but I have this like other side of me which tries to please others. So it's like sort of like a balance that I keep working on. And so yeah, so when I go see her, sometimes she would be like if I'm late, for example, like if I'm late, and you know how it is in this country, right? Like a working mom, it's like really busy, your time is really important. So when I sometimes go late or something, I feel really guilty and bad. And I have realized that there are times when I feel that guilt and I feel really scared emotionally, and I feel like she picks it, like she picks that energy. And there are two things that can happen, right? Like if you someone who picks that energy and who's aware of that energy, which sometimes is the case with her, but if she's really really busy or in her own mind, she will still pick the energy, but she won't be aware of that energy, right? So her response then would be sort of like, oh, she's scared, so I, like sort of like, okay, so I'm gonna like entertain this idea, or I'm gonna like sort of like live in this idea and um, like use it. It sounds very like serious. It is not. I do it all the time to people too, and that's why I said there are two like scenarios. You are aware of it, and so you won't really entertain with that idea, and you will sort of like forgive that person, as so as to say it, and be off the hook and let the person be off the hook. But some people may not be aware, or in some situations, even if you are a very like self-aware person, you may not be aware, right? That's a very human thing that can happen with all of us. And so in that case, it's natural human instinct to entertain that energy, and to not let the other person be off the hook from their guilt feelings or from their scary feeling, and sort of like take pleasure in that without realizing. And so I have felt that, and so it's like, oh, like, and then there are times when I'm like, say I'm late, and I'm giving you an example. And so say I'm late, and this has happened too. Say I'm like late, right? And then I'm late, and then I'm like, okay, I'm late, oh, I'm so sorry, I was late, let's like do whatever. And then I propagate that energy like with confidence. Like there is that, okay, I own up to being late, and then there's like, okay, let's forget it, it's not, clearly it's not a big deal, right? So let's move on, let's move on with our life, let's have a good time. And so when I propagate that energy, like it's like it is only possible when I have forgiven myself, right? Like, so going back to how I look at myself, so it's like, oh, I'm so bad, and then I'm guilty, and then we are in this energy, and if she's not aware, then we are just playing with this energy back and forth until someone breaks it and then move forward. And then this other scenario when I'm like, okay, maybe I was not perfect, I was late, a couple of minutes late or whatever, like other situations when you feel bad like for that first moment. And that's the other situation, right? And then but I talked to myself and I was like, okay, next time try to not be late, and say sorry, like own up to it, and then let's just move forward. And then so it's like it really goes back to how I talk to myself, right? How I looked at myself is truly like how I talk to myself. And then how I talk to myself will further determine what kind of energy I propagate in that setting, which will further determine how like she would respond to that energy. So that's what really I mean when I say that it all starts from within, and you have to really respect yourself first to get respect from others. I'm really breaking it down to the core of it, like to the basics of it, because I had to do it for myself, with the help of my practice, my Buddhist practice, and yoga and meditation and everything, journaling. I do all these things to really understand just like some major concepts in life, which I feel like are essential to grow and to thrive in life, and sometimes to survive in life, right? So yeah, so that's what I mean when I say how you look at yourself, meaning how you talk to yourself is so important, because that's the kind of energy you're going to attract from others. And like I said, some people are really at a very very high, like you can say like emotional level, not all the time because we're all human, but maybe there are people who have practiced it for so long that they are at that high emotional level all the time, so they'll be aware of that energy, and instead of like playing with it along with you, they will try to break it, and they'll be like, oh, it's okay, don't worry, like relax, drink water, we're gonna have fun. So they will respond like that, right? So um, or the same person can respond like that in different settings. So that's really, it really varies, but the bottom line is how you look at yourself is really important, basically. And I have this other example too. Like I was actually 15 minutes. Wow, I was gonna keep it 5 minutes, but good luck with that, right? But also this is a very like very crucial concept, I think, that we all should spend some time in understanding, because we talk about it so much, right? We talk about it so much, and it is so important to lead a fulfilling life, I think. So the other example I'll give you is that I have this friend, and she was telling me that she we were talking about something. Okay, I'm not gonna name her, so like ABC friend or XYZ friend, and then she went to she went on a date with like her partner, and she was like wearing this like really, you can say like sexy like top, like very like a low neck top kind of, and then they were on a date, of course. So the setting, she thought the setting was right, it was like a fancy place, and so she thought the setting was right for her to do that. And then when they went, they were having a good time, but she kept looking down, she was like this all the time. And then her partner like caught her attention, and then he was like, oh, are you like not comfortable? And then I think he went on to say something which basically implied that, oh, are you like wearing it for other people's attention? And it was like, when we talked about this, like we keep talking all the time, so like so when we talked about this, I was like, wow, clearly she didn't wear it for anyone's attention. Like I know her very well, and she was just trying to feel like, like sexy, and like just have a good time with her partner, and she was hoping he would like appreciate that, which probably guys won't, but maybe some guys would anyway. So that happened, and insecurity and everything is okay, right? But I did feel bad for her, because I was like, okay, at least you shouldn't like really like sort of like take it to that extreme, that oh, she's doing it for other people attention. And it seems like, oh, what is she talking about, maybe, but like it will boil down to a very crucial point actually that I'm trying to make, which is again like how she looked at herself, right? Like she was really scared. She was like, oh, am I like, do I look okay, and am I looking fine, and all of that. And then we talked, and I was like, dude, like just be confident, like just like, and then she did like try that, and I have seen that in my life too, honestly, not gonna lie. And so when she did that, like it was like fine, like she didn't project that kind of energy, I guess, in that setting, which was like, oh, I'm scared, oh, I'm not confident, oh, I'm nervous. And then her partner responded like that, even though of course like they're really good with each other, so there's nothing like that. But I'm focusing on how different ways this energy can play a role, because yeah. And then when she was confident, and like I said, I felt it for myself too, like when you're confident, then you just don't you don't emit that energy. And so it's like, I don't know, I feel like I have so many examples. I'm sure at this point you can relate to it as well, and I'm sure you can find some examples in your life as well, but so that's actually, I'm gonna see what other point I wanted to make. So I'll be back. So that's all actually. So again, like, I just really hope, I'm actually really curious what I find out more as I keep like chanting about it, and as I keep like meditating over it more, because I just really feel like that's like the way to live in life, really. How you look at yourself and how you talk to yourself, and even realizing that talking to yourself is a thing, and that that it takes a skill, it takes practice to even get to the point where you can start to notice how you talk to yourself, and then moving forward from that point of noticing how you talk to yourself to moving forward to, okay, this is how I talk to myself, acknowledging that, owning that, and then from there moving forward to okay, this is how I can change how I talk to myself. Because I feel like a lot of us, personally, I feel, do not talk to ourselves in a kind manner. Like, we don't talk to ourselves the way, for example, I would talk to a friend, right? So I have been doing this work actually for many, many years, and now I'm at a point where I see like how I talk to myself. I notice that, I see that, and I am changing that too when I need to. And changing that doesn't mean that you always talk good things to yourself, that you always are like, oh, you're good. Sometimes you have to be like, you sucked, like you really did, so better, buckle up, better like get back up and do it. And in that process you can still be there for you. But you know how you can't be always really sweet to your kid, like, or to someone you really love. Sometimes you have to really sort of slap them, on their face, not like literally but figuratively. And so you can play that role in your life too. But seriously, I'm telling you, this is a journey worth living. It's a lot of work, it's a lot of like slipping, failures, but it's a journey absolutely worth it. And I am really in that process myself, and it's not easy, it's hard, it's a lot of work, it's also fun sometimes. Like, I laugh thinking about something, like just being there with you and just learning to be, I guess, alone, without feeling like overwhelmed, and just learning to be in quiet and be in still, and just learning to really like own, not own, like, yeah, like own, or like just accept your sensations and not really feel that it's gonna like harm you. So anyway, so I just feel like it's such a wonderful, wonderful journey. Because at the end of the day, the way I look at it like that, when you are dying, like, I don't know why I always go to that extreme. When you are dying, like, at the end of the day, you are the one person who you are answerable to, right? Like, because in your heart what kind of life you led, and in your heart that you will only take yourself, I guess. That's what I want to say when you die. So yeah, so I just really hope that I made sense to you, and that this is something you can take away with you and just think about it. And yeah, and thank you so much again for like honestly being part of this journey and listening to me. And I really hope we can all work together to find a deeper connection with ourselves, because that's truly, I feel, the way to lead a fulfilling and satisfying life, starting from you, and then spreading kindness, hope, and love to others, for sure, in that journey. So thank you so much for listening, and subscribe to my channel if you like the vibe to my channel. I post anything and everything depending on what I'm in the mood for, and I have a lot of like videos from the past that I'm slowly starting to also release, because I feel like there's no perfect time to release them. Just like do it, that's where I am in life. And I'm on a break from my job, so I feel like this is like my job, probably like a full-time job, which I'm really enjoying, unlike my last job. So that's all for you guys, and yeah, please stay tuned and take care of yourself, and I love you all. Bye.